So when you order these online, you always get them without oil. And could be in the stores as well. But first we gotta get this filled with oil. Comes with a amount you need to fill it up. Well, it's a little tight to get in there. You may want a funnel if you're not brave enough. So it takes, the capacity is 600 milliliters. It doesn't take it in very fast. You overflow it. Because it drains down into the oil reservoir slowly. So it's looking like it's full. There's a little bit left in there. Yeah, definitely in the cross hatches at the top of it. It's always good to run it, check it again. See that there's a little bit left in here, which is, this is 591. It looked like there's a tiny bit of oil in the engine already, but the capacity is 600 and there's just under 600 in this container. So let's fill it up with gas and start her up. Alright, let's get some gas in here. There you go. It's full. You have a prime here. Push it 3 times, it says. Well, let's start it up and give it a stir up real quick here. That's the safety bar. Hold it down, let it go, it kills the engine. Didn't notice, but the blade stops quite quickly. Let's check that out real quick. So yeah, it doesn't spin for very long once you shut it off. So that's the basics for getting it going. Put some oil and gas in it, and a couple different heights that you can adjust the bar to. You have to fully take off the wing nut and bolt to adjust from the 3 different heights here. You can fold it for storage. There's 3 holes right here that you could kind of adjust the height just a little bit. So the lowest height that you could have it set to here is about 34.5. Next height would be at 37, and your highest position would be at just under 40. These are the lines that go on the cutter head, 1 on each side. The full length of these right at 19 inches here. They're 1/8 inch square. Get underneath it so you can see kind of how they hook up. So this is currently installed. They easily come out. This line right here, you'll pretty much fold it in half. Put it through this little loop here, and it goes under this hook right here, and it's in. Basically, now shows how you have them crossed right there, and that's the installed line. Just takes a few seconds. The bottom of the cutter head is just a, it's really just a metal half dome, and it's belt driven. There's a tensioner inside here. You can adjust this cutter head up and down so that the base stays where it's at, so you can adjust the height of the cut. 4.5 inches at the highest and 2.5 inches at the lowest. 2 wing nuts, one on each side, locking it in for the height. We'll cut at the lowest setting, 2.5 inches. Test that out. So right by the priming pump, you'll have your air filter, and that's just a foam ring. So you can take that out and clean it with some Dawn soap or something and dry it out and put it back in. It has a little bit of oil. So when you clean them out good, you get a little oil on your hands and kind of mix it into the foam. Push it into the foam. You could use the same as the engine oil. Just a real light coating. Or if you have the spray oil, you could always use that too. That's just to catch the fine dust. I have a small patch of weeds behind me that I'm going to give this a try on. See how it works out. Let's get started. So here's a string. Ends beat up the most. Let's see if we got what kind of length we still have on them. So 18. They're about an inch shorter than the original. One thing to note, this definitely gets covered with weeds. See what the not too bad. Has some debris on it. Well, let's see how the cutter lines did. full length one, 19 inches. We're at 13 and a half. So overall cutting width is now down to 17 and a half. Let's check what the full length is on brand new lines. Let's put these new lines on. 22 and a half with these lines. From that 22 and a half down to 17 and a half for a short bit of work. Try to get real close to a fence. It likes to push more and more into the fence, so you're kind of fighting it a little bit. And only one side, this side here, without the without this guard, gets close to the fence. You can't really get very close to the fence on this other side. And it handles hitting rocks, logs, little logs, like 2-inch logs. I had a few of those on the ground that I hit. Didn't even know they're there. Drove right over a pallet. What a weed eater would just beat around on and not even phase these nasty weeds. But I just tore them all up. And these things are like pretty much branches. But yeah, it went right through them like it wasn't even there. It didn't even bog down. So it's pretty impressive machine. All the trimmings getting cut off seem to shoot out this direction, and forward. Keeps you pretty isolated in the back. So the Black & Decker 22-inch push trimmer is just a beast. It eats up anything you push at it. From even the like a 1/2 inch thick weed, this will just tear right through it like it wasn't even there. Rolls over branches, rocks, uneven terrain easily, pushes around on that, and cuts through the fine grass, fine weeds, and even the really tall stuff. Pushed it through some 4-foot tall weeds, and it just pushed right through it, cut them down. Went over a couple times to chop it up, kind of mulch it a little bit, and it does pretty good with that as well. One thing is the cutting lines do wear out quick, it seems. From the bit of cutting I did there, went from a 22 and a half cut width down to 17 and a half cut width. So definitely have extra cutting line with you when you're cutting. I mean, that takes into account hitting the fence, hitting some logs, hitting rocks, dirt. It does eat up the line a little faster, and of course pushing it through that really tough brush eats up the line a little faster as well. So feel free to leave a comment below or any questions you might have. I look forward to those, and don't forget to like and subscribe and push that notification so you know when I publish my next video. Thanks, bye.